अर्जुन उवाच अयति श्रद्धयोपेतो योगाचलितमानस अप्राप्य योग संसिद्धिं कां गतिं कृष्ण गच्छति। अर्जुन उवाच अयति श्रद्धयोपेतो योगाचलितमानस अप्राप्य योग संसिद्धिं कां गतिं कृष्ण गच्छति। अर्जुन उवाच अयति श्रद्धयोपेतो योगाचलितमानस अप्राप्य योग संसिद्धिं कां गतिं कृष्ण गच्छति। Anybody wants to recite after me?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी में आए।
Yes, Mataji.
अर्जुन उवाच अयति हि
Mataji, you are not audible. Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, may I try?
Yeah.
Arjuna Vacha Ayate Shraddhayopeta Yoga Chalita Manasaha Aprapya Yoga Samsiddhim Kangatim Krishna Gacchati.
Haribol. Thank you, Mataji.
Haribol. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Krishna, what is the destination of the unsuccessful transcendentalist who in the beginning takes to the process of self-realization with faith, but who later desists due to worldly mindedness and thus does not attain perfection in mysticism? Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. The next shloka, 6.38. Kashinno vaya vibhrastas chinnabhram ivanasya अप्रतिष्ठो महाबाहो विमूढ़ो ब्रह्मणपति। कच्छिन्नो कच्छिन्नो भय विभ्रष्ट छिन्नभ्रमिव नास्यति अप्रतिष्ठो महाबाहो विमूढ़ो ब्रह्मणपति। कच्छिन्नो भय विभ्रष्ट छिन्नभ्रमिव नश्यति अप्रतिष्ठो महाबाहो विमूढ़ो ब्रह्मणपति। Any devotee wants to recite?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी में आए।
Yes, Mataji.
कच्चिन्नो भय विभ्रष्ट छिन्नाभ्रव इमव नश्यति अप्रतिष्ठो महाबाहो विमूढ़ो ब्रह्मणः पथि। Translation by Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Almighty Arm Krishna, does not such a man who is bewildered from the path of transcendence fall away from both spiritual and material success and perish like a raven cloud with no position in any sphere?
Thank you very much, Mataji.
Hare
And the
Krishna.
last shloka for today is 6.39. एतन्मे संशयं कृष्ण छेतुम् अर्हस्य शेषता त्वदन्य संशयस्यास्य चेता न युपपद्यते। एतन्मे संशयं कृष्ण छेतुम् अर्हस्य शेषता त्वदन्य संशयस्यास्य चेता न हि उपपद्यते। एतन्मे संशयं कृष्ण छेतुम् अर्हस्य शेषता त्वदन्य संशयस्यास्य चेता न उपपद्यते। Any devotee?
Hare Krishna, Shale Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, please.
एतन्मे संशयं कृष्ण चेतुर्मर्हस्य शेषतः त्वदन्य संशयस्यास्य चेता न हि उपपद्यते. Translation: This my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji. So, thank you very much, all the devotees. We have seen the three shlokas. We'll see the details about these three shlokas from the Prabhupada's purport now. Yeah. So here, in this part of Bhagavad-gītā, Krishna has explained about the Dhyāna-yoga and Ashtanga yoga paddhati of the Dhyāna-yoga. And now, Arjuna is asking a question to Krishna that on this path of Ashtanga Yoga Paddhati, means on every path there is a chance of getting success, getting failure. So what is the process, or um, what is the destination of one who is failing on this path, or one who is falling on this path of Ashtanga Yoga Paddhati? So Arjuna is asking a very genuine doubt, and it is related to us. If we, because in the Kali Yuga, in this age of degradation, age of quarrel and hypocrisy, whatever we starts, there are many people, those who don't want us to succeed, but and there are many people those who want us to succeed, but in between that our karma also comes into picture, our last life baggage of all the karmas that comes into picture, and we may get success on the path of whatever we follow or not. It's based on many factors. So Arjuna is asking a very genuine doubt here, that what will be the situation, or what will be the just a minute. Huh. Yeah. So what will be the destination of unsuccessful transcendentalist who is following the process of self-realization with faith, but who later desist due to worldly mindedness and thus does not attain perfection in mysticism? So we'll see the purport, and in the purport, what Srila Prabhupada is saying. Uh, the purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The path of self-realization or mysticism is described in the Bhagavad-gītā. The basic principle of self-realization is knowledge that the living entity is not this material body, but that he is different from it, and that his happiness is in eternal life, bliss, and knowledge. These are transcendental, beyond both body and mind. Self-realization is sought by the path of knowledge, by the practice of eightfold system, or by bhakti yoga. So basically, Krishna is telling here, Arjuna is asking here the doubt of how the person can, like, what is the destination of person who is falling. And here the path of self-realization explained in the purport by Prabhupada, that self-realization is sought, like self-realization. When we want to achieve the self-realization, it can be achieved by three processes. And the first process is Dhyāna-yoga, path of knowledge. Then the second process is Ashtanga Yoga Paddhati, that is eightfold system. And then the last process is, or the third process is Bhakti Yoga. So which is the beneficial, which is more beneficial, or which is easy, that is discussed here in purport by Srila Prabhupada. In each of this process, one has to realize the constitutional position of the living entity, his relationship with God, and the activities whereby he can re-establish the lost link and achieve the highest perfectional stage of Krishna consciousness. Following any of the above mentioned three methods, one is sure to reach the supreme goal sooner or later. So every process has the destination, that to achieve the perfectional stage of Krishna consciousness. But how to follow? When we follow this process very determinantly and very steady, then we get the results of this process to achieve the highest perfectional stage of Krishna consciousness. But following any of the above mentioned three methods, one is sure to reach the supreme goal. Any process you follow, Jnana-yoga, Ashtanga Yoga Paddhati, or Bhakti Yoga, all process will reach to the final goal sooner or later. This was asserted by the Lord in the second chapter. Even a little endeavor on the transcendental path offers a great hope for deliverance. Anyone remembers this shloka? It is Bhagavad-gītā, second chapter. Bhagavad-gītā, second
That
chapter.
Swalpamasya, Prabhuji.
Yeah, correct. Very, very good. Thank you. So 2.40, Neha Vikramana Shosti Pratyavayo na Vidyate Swalpamapi asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So a little endeavor on this path of devotional service will be very beneficial, and it will deliver us from the big like trayate mahato bhayat, very dangerous situation it can relieve. So a little endeavor is sufficient on this path, and this will be carried in the next life also. If anyone chants one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra in his life, then also the next life he has to chant from the second time. So if someone is doing half a round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, so that like out of 108, 54 Mahamantra he is chanting in this life. So next 54, so in the next life, if we start chanting, then it will start from 55 mantra. So it is so much precise and given clarification by the Lord himself that little endeavor, it will be uh, kept it as a credit in our bank account, in our eternal bank account, and it will never lost. It will never, like, even though insufficient balance, it will not cut the money out of that, or some Mahamantra will go out. It will not happen like that. So whatever activities we do on this path of devotional service, it will remain as it is. And in sometimes it is said, I heard in many of the classes by Guru Maharaj and all, that on this path of spirituality, whatever activities we do, we get the benefit of those activities, but sometimes we don't get access to those benefits. Why it is like that? And it is because of the aprad we do on this activity, the on this path. So apradas is really hindrance to the benefits of our spiritual activity. We don't do spiritual activity for the benefits, but when we want to progress on the path of spiritual path, then those benefits will help us to chant more, like that. But when we do aprad, it will hinder our consciousness to attain those benefits, to receive those benefits. So that's why we have to be very aware of this, and very cautious of this, that we should not um, offend any devotees, and we should follow the path very strictly. So this was asserted by the Lord in second chapter. Even a little endeavor on this transcendental path offers a great hope for deliverance. Out of these three methods, the path of Bhakti Yoga is especially suitable for this age, because it is most direct method of God relation. To be doubly assured, Arjuna is asking Lord Krishna to confirm his former statement. Krishna has already explained that in second, but to assure it, confirm it, Arjuna is asking again. One may sincerely accept the path of self-realization, but the process of cultivation of knowledge and the practice of eightfold yoga system are generally very difficult for this age. Why it is difficult? Because the process of Jnana-yoga and process of Ashtanga yoga Paddhati, it is done alone. It is not done with the association of devotees. That is the main cause. And in the Bhakti Yoga, we can do it very easily with the association of the devotees. And in the association of devotees, we get more power, because power of association is very high. It is a very high voltage power. So when we are in association, we are boosted with full fired up energy, and we want to practice more. Like in Ekadashi day, we chant more with the association of devotees. Like on Sundays, we visit temple, and with the Bhagavatam class, and with the Sunday feast class, with all, now all the devotees today will gather for the Jagannath Ratha Yatra, and with that enthusiastic association of all the devotees, we get more inspired, and Bhakti Lata Beej is more deeply rooted in our heart because of that association only. So association is the main key for the spiritual success, that we should write with a very permanent marker in our heart, that association, without association I can't advance in spiritual life, because this age of Kali Yuga, without association, it is very difficult to practice that. I can practice my 16 rounds of chanting, all the devotional service alone. No, it will never be possible. For 1 or 2 week, 1 or 2 days, or 1 or 2 months we can do, but it is continuing spiritual practices without association is very difficult. At least once a week, or twice a week, we should take the association of devotees very seriously. This is very serious in spiritual life, to take the association of the devotees. And association means what? What we do in the association? Krishna tell, like, my devotees, when they assemble, they will glorify me. They will recite about me, or they will read about me, and they will cherish about my pastimes. So devotees, when they gather together, they cherish all the Krishna conscious pastimes only. So that's why association is very important. But the process of cultivation of knowledge and practice of eightfold yoga system are generally very difficult for this age. Therefore, despite constant endeavor, one may fail for many reasons. First of all, one may not be sufficiently serious about the following the process. To pursue the transcendental path is more or less to declare war against on the illusory energy. So Maya Devi, who is ruling this world, Bhautik, uh, like a material world, uh, Maya Devi is alluring us from many distractions. And when we are practicing bhakti yoga, or when we are practicing all these three paths, we are declaring war against the Maya Devi, and Maya Devi will put us so many obstacles on this path. And when we are not serious on this path, we will surely be fall. So the reason of falling, one main reason, that is we are not sufficiently serious about the following the process. To pursue the transcendental path is more or less declaring to declare war on the illusory energy. Consequently, wherever a person tries to escape the clutches of the illusory energy, she tries to defeat the practitioner by various allurements. A conditioned soul is already allured by the modes of material energy, and there is every chance of being allured again, even while performing transcendental disciplines. This is called Yoga Shalita Manasa. From the deviation from the transcendental path, Arjuna is inquisitive to know the results of deviation from the path of self realization. We have many examples on this path that they have practiced alone and they have deviated. The great sage Brahma Rishi Vishwamitra Muni, he has also fallen 2 times on the path of becoming a Brahma Rishi. So what is our case? Ajamila, story of Ajamila, we know he's a Brahman. In that age, he got allured by the saying of um, a man and woman, prostitute, mingling with each other. So these are the very difficult. This is the very difficult age of Kali Yuga. In this age, there are many allurements, many distractions are there. And Maya Devi, when we are starting practicing Bhakti Yoga, initially Krishna gives us empowerment or energy through the spiritual master, that we practice more enthusiastically. But as soon as the days goes, years goes, we become lazy in our bhakti yoga. But what is the main key to restart or revive again is the association of devotees. So in the association, even if we go out from the association or from the following the process, devotees will catch up. Oh, oh Prabhu, where you are? Oh Mataji, where you are going? Please come to the satsanga program regularly. Uh, this is festival is coming now. Ratha Yatra is coming, do the service for Lord Jagannath. So every time like that, we have our Sri Hari Sridhar Prabhu who is catching us every time. No, Prabhu, you have to give. It is for you only. It is good for us only. So, like that, devotees catch us and protect us on this path of devotional service. So, we should be very grateful to Srila Prabhupada that he has made ISKCON, that is International Society for Krishna Consciousness, and given us the very rare and precious jewel, that is association of devotees. So, that is the key success to get the association of devotees in the spiritual life. In the next sloka, Arjuna is again asking about this, the same question, that, O mighty arm Krishna, does not such a man who is bewildered from the path of transcendence fall away from both spiritual and material success and perish like a riven cloud with no position in any sphere? In the purport, Prabhupada is telling there are two ways to progress. Those who are materialistic have no interest in transcendence. Therefore, they are more interested in material advancement by economic development or in promotion to the higher planets by appropriate work. When one takes to the path of transcendence, one has to cease all material activities and sacrifice all forms of so-called material happiness. If the aspiring transcendentalist fails, then he apparently loses both ways. In other words, he can enjoy neither material happiness nor spiritual success. This is basically Arjuna asked for us, that what happens if one is practicing spirituality, but at the same time he is endeavoring for material happiness also. It is not asked that one is not trying to get material success. Spiritual On the spiritual path, devotees are also materially very high positions. They are achieving good material success also on this path, but simultaneously following this path. But it is asked that the devotees are very conscious about their spiritual life first. The first priority is given to the spiritual life, because with the spiritual life, everything, all other things are getting settled. It is not like we have to try very hard for the material life, to endeavor for material. We should try very hard, because when when we practice Krishna consciousness, we should be one number in every aspect. Prabhupada used to say that my devotees are like a gentleman. And even we used to tell to our students in our base or voice that when we are in the student phase, that time we have to practice very hard, because we have to offer results to Krishna. And Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When we offer anything to Krishna, it should be very pure. So our result should be pure, and that pure result means all India rank one, all rank one in the class. So that way we used to inspire students, and it is correct. When we want to offer our results to Krishna, that should be pure, that should be the top results. And when we get the top results, we practice more deepen spiritual life, because we get faith on the Lord that yes, whatever I did, Lord is giving me the mercy to write that, because Krishna only gives the forgetfulness and remembrance. So devotees, they connect all the dots and understand, yes, whatever I get in my life, that is because of Lord's mercy, Krishna's mercy, and devotees association. There are two ways to progress: economic development and material advancement, economic development and spiritual life. So if the aspiring transcendental fails, then he apparently loses both ways. In other words, he can enjoy neither material happiness nor spiritual success. He has no position. He is like a riven cloud. Here the example is given that riven cloud means from the cloud, in the cloudy atmosphere. If you see, from the bunch of clouds, one cloud comes out of that bunch, and and that cloud wanted to merge into other big cloud to have the association. But what happens in between, when he was transition from one cloud to another big cloud, by the wind, that cloud get blown away. So like that it happened. It's like a riven cloud. When we want to have the material success also and spiritual success also, or material happiness, when we want to enjoy the material happiness and spiritual happiness also, it will never be possible. When we are on the path of spirituality, we will be having like a warlike situation, and we have to be on the upfront like soldier with all the uh, with all the weapons, with fully ready for the weapon against the Maya. We don't want to do war against Maya, because Maya Devi is very strong. It's a Krishna's energy. If she will never let us win. But when we are practicing Krishna conscious principles very dedicatedly, very strictly, then Maya Devi don't touch us. So is like a riven cloud. A cloud in the sky sometimes deviates from a small cloud and joins a big one. But if it cannot join a big one, then it is blown away by the wind and becomes a non-entity, non-entity in the vast sky. The Brahmana Pati is the path of transcendental realization through knowing oneself to be spiritual in essence, part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, who is manifested as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. Lord Sri Krishna is the fullest manifestation of the Supreme Absolute Truth, and therefore one who is surrendered to the Supreme Person is a successful transcendentalist. To reach this goal of life through Brahman realization, Brahman and Paramatma realizations takes many births. Brahman Bahunam Janmanam Ante. Therefore, the supermost path of transcendental realization is Bhakti Yoga or Krishna consciousness, the direct method. All the Ashtanga Yoga Paddhati and many other paths, they are direct, indirect process. But Prabhupada has given the direct process of Bhakti Yoga. if you want to go from the Vaikunta gate, all the 7 gates and all everything we have to pass and then go. But Prabhupada has given the key of back door. So we can do the backdoor entry by following the direct process of Krishna consciousness, chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, associating with the devotees, and practicing very strictly all the principles of devotional service. The next sloka also, Krishna, Arjuna is asking the same thing. Arjuna is repeating his question again. This is my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely. Arjuna asking that, yes, this is my doubt. What will happen to the person who is faithfully following all the process of Ashtanga Yoga Paddhati or Jnana Yoga Paddhati, but he is falling or failing sometimes on this path. And Krishna will start answering from the next sloka, that is 40th. So we'll see. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. So Arjuna is asking Krishna that, Krishna, I have this doubt. Please remove this doubt from my heart. Krishna is the perfect knower of past, present, and future. Krishna knows everything. He is Satchidananda Vic. So, in the beginning of Bhagavad-gītā, the Lord said that all living entities existed individually in the past, they exist now in the present, and they continue to retain individual entity in the future, even after revelation from the material entanglement. So, he has already cleared up the question of the future of the individual living entity. Now, Arjuna wants to know of the future of the unsuccessful transcendentalist. If one is failed, then what happens? No one is equal to or above Krishna, and certainly the so-called great sages and philosophers who are at the mercy of material nature cannot equal him. Therefore, the verdict of Krishna is the final and the complete answer to all doubts, because he knows past, present, and future perfectly. But no one knows him. Krishna and Krishna conscious devotees alone can now know what is what. So Arjuna is asking here again that, Krishna, you are the super knower. You are knower of everything. Past, present, and future, you know everything in detail. So tell me what will be the destination of unsuccessful transcendentalist on the path of Jnana-yoga, Ashtanga Yoga Paddhati, and Bhakti Yoga. So this is the conclusion of the 3 shlokas, that Arjuna is asking a very genuine doubt. What happens if we fail on this path? And now Krishna will start answering on this question of Arjuna from the next shloka, that is 6.40. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.